Hey everyone out there, welcome to Radio Free Decipher. This is Evan Lorenz.
And I'm the other guy.
The other guy.
I'm that other guy.
Man, you... Okay, there's the other guy.
Kyle Hoyer.
Yeah.
That's me.
And we have a pretty long list. It still fits on a little sticky note, but it's a long list.
Man, you're giving away trade secrets here, that we make our list of topics for RFD on a little Post-it note.
No, giving away a trade secret would be telling people that it's actually pretty rare we actually have such a list. As I think anyone who listens to us regularly could probably guess.
Come on, man. There's nobody that listens to us regularly. Or maybe it's the exact opposite. The only listeners we have left
listen to it every week.
Listen to it every week.
Yeah,
right?
Well, whoever you are out there listening to this.
We love you guys.
We do. Thank you.
All right.
What do you got for us?
Today's show includes... No. Let's see. We can talk about various things. How about if we start with convention stuff?
Okay.
Or maybe I should say not conventions, but Decipherians on the road.
Okay.
Because I want to start with the Level Up Tour.
Yeah.
And there is such a thing as the Level Up Tour, and we're out there doing some .hack loving.
Just about everybody's finished their first
Scott
tour, right?
Still on the road.
Okay.
He wraps it up this weekend out in SoCal. So from what I heard now, I mean, I don't know how accurate this is, but I heard that a number of the top-rated players in the world are coming out to SoCal to not only meet each other, but to beat up on Scott. So
nice.
We have a contingent from Minnesota, from the Twin Cities area, from what I understand, going out this weekend to Southern California, to Los Angeles. And we have quite a few of the players from Arizona going out there. And, of course, a bunch of the top-rated players in the world are also from SoCal. So
right.
I think Scott is going to get brutalized this weekend, and it should all be very fun. So,
well, hey, you know.
So the Level Up Tour, the first round of the Level Up Tours wraps up this weekend with Scott and SoCal, and then we are already well into the preparations for the
round two,
which is in April.
Okay.
So look for those details. Probably start popping up in the next week or so. So
where are you going to be headed for leg 2?
I am doing New York and
that's
northern
cool.
New Jersey. So I start in Buffalo and wind up on Long Island.
You going to stop in Atlantic City?
Probably not. I'm not much of a Kenny Loggins fan.
Oh, for shame. Okay.
Anyways, but what I also was going to say is that now, because of the first round of Level Up Tours, I am the top-rated player in Norfolk.
Nice.
And I am the number 2 rated player in all of Virginia.
That's a little better, but tell them the statistic you're most proud of.
The most staggering statistic, though, about my newfound elevation in the standings is that I am the number 1 rated Kyle in the whole world.
No one named Kyle is rated higher than you?
No one named Kyle is rated higher than me right now.
That is so...
As of this broadcast.
That is so cool.
And by cool, you mean nerd.
Yeah. Well, let me put it this way. If you're listening and your name is Kyle, I think a glove has just been thrown down to you.
Oh.
It's a very limited, exclusive club, but you have been challenged.
You know, even more, what I thought was also really cool, we were doing this with a couple people in the office, but Mark Tuttle is the number 1 rated Mark in the world. And that's a little bit more distinctive, since there are many more Marks than Kyles. And we were like, no, he can't be higher rated than Mark Ponting. But yeah, he was. So he's the number 1 rated Mark in all the world. So Mark Ponting, of course, is the .hack guy for DGMA.com, and for he writes the little stories that go with the monthly rules and all that kind of stuff.
Of course, I suppose the other approach to this, if you're really bent on showing up Kyle here, is if you are already rated higher than him and want to change your name, that would work too.
Yeah. So, all right, we move on.
Yes.
Conventions. Here are the following conventions that Decipher staff will be going to throughout the convention season this summer.
Holy cow.
Starting with the Gamma Trade Show in 2 weeks in Las
really
Vegas, Nevada, March 15th through the 18th. Really, it's only like the 16th through the 18th. But we're saying the 15th. Basically, the 15th is only open. Like the showroom is not open that day,
right.
so like the manufacturers are still setting up their booths and things. But there are seminars and stuff for the retailers and distributors. So technically it's the 15th through 18th, but really it's the 16th through the 18th of March. So that's very soon. Next up is the Origins International Game Fair in Columbus, Ohio, June 24th through the 27th.
That's one of my personal faves.
And at Origins this year, I think that we're going to be doing quite a few events, including a premiere series for Lord of the Rings, as well as I believe, now somebody's going to slap me upside the head if I'm wrong here, but the Continental Championships for North America.
Could be.
So, we move on. After that is the Comic-Con International, my personal favorite show in San Diego, California, July 21st through the 25th.
Okay.
Not only is it right there on the harbor and the water, has beautiful weather, it's right downtown San Diego, but this year it's going to have a premiere series for both Lord of the Rings and .hack Enemy.
Dude, you're totally getting radio voice here. But you're excited about San Diego.
I am very excited about San Diego. After that, Wizard World Chicago. Now, this is an event that Decipher has not in force gone to in the not too distant past, but
not too recent past.
Not too recent past. But because of Mega Man and .hack and Beyblade and all these other licenses, we are going to be going back to Wizard World, and Wizard World is in Chicago from August 13th through the 15th. Cool. So after that, the big one.
My favorite.
Gen Con.
There it is.
Indy. Of course, Indianapolis, Indiana. The World Championships are held there, August 19th through the 22nd. So, the World Championships for all your favorite games, Decipher games. So, don't miss that one. And the other major game con that we're going to be attending is Spiel in Essen, Germany, from October 21st through the 24th, and that, of course, will also, right around that time, will be the World Cup, which I believe starts the day before the actual show. So, World Cup, it's going to be good.
Okay.
And so, one noticeable absence from this list would be
Dragon Con.
Dragon Con. We will not be in as a we won't have a booth at Dragon Con this year, so there may be things still going on for us, but we're not going to be there in force. So, there are also several other shows that we're going to be attending with Bandai, where we will have space on the big Bandai booth at these shows, promoting only .hack Enemy.
Okay.
And,
quick rundown of those. Those
following shows are Fanime in Santa Clara, California, from May 28th through the 31st. Project Acon in Dallas, Texas, from June 4th through the 6th. Anime Expo, really fun show, in Long Beach, California, July 2nd through the 5th. Otakon in Baltimore, Maryland, from July 30th through August 1st. And then, lastly, Anime Weekend Atlanta in Atlanta, Georgia, from September 24th through the 26th. So.
And you're going to every one of them.
I actually probably
you're going to many of them, aren't
many
you?
Of all those. Not Gamma, and maybe not a couple of the anime ones, but I'm going to be going to definitely some of the anime ones, and as well as a lot of the games.
And quite a hefty travel schedule for you.
Yeah.
And for anyone that wants to follow Decipher around this summer.
Yeah, exactly. So it's funny too, because there are people that follow us around, especially on these level up tours. Like, I think Paul Tartaglio, he's a volunteer from Los Angeles, is following Scott around to every single one of his tour stops. Like, everyone. Like, all 18 or 19 tour stops, including the ones that aren't tournaments.
Nice.
Whoa, that's going to be a lot of couch-in cards for him. So should be good. So.
But we love the support. We really do.
Yeah. So,
all right, so back to the sticky note.
Back to the sticky note. Once again, we mentioned the Gamma Trade Show, and of course, right before the Gamma Trade Show is going to be the Las Vegas Premiere Series event for Lord of the Rings. That's basically 2 weekends.
There's already a lot of talk about this event on the BDS as people kind of...
I know, and I got to tell you, man, when I was out on my Level Up tour, a lot of people were like, hey, are we going to see you in Vegas? Are we going to see you in Vegas? It's amazing. And I was like in Alabama and Tennessee and New Orleans, right? And so it's like, all these people are going out there for this.
It's going to be really exciting.
We're hearing quite a few Europeans are going and all this stuff. So it's going to be a really good, really fun event. And I'm terribly sorry that I'm going to be missing it. So, but I hope you guys all have fun without me. anyways.
I think part of it isn't that like a last hurrah before Siege of Gondor comes into the environment, that actually Siege of Gondor is not legal at that event? Is that true?
I can't think right now off the top of my head. Of
okay, well, the significance of the event is either that it is the last event without Siege of Gondor, or the first event with it. So
find out next week.
Yes, when we go check our sources as broadcasters are supposed to do.
All right. Speaking of Siege of Gondor, I hear we got some of that product in house, and doing some quality checks and stuff. Did you get to rifle through any of it?
I have not opened any Siege of Gondor yet, but I have seen some packs upstairs. Yeah? Kendrick had a box.
I know, man. I saw one of the rare foils that Kendrick got. It was the Army of the Dead rare companion guy.
Nice.
It looked so cool.
I'll bet.
So, and his game text was rather strong, I should say. So it looked like it was going to be a lot of fun. So I just wanted to mention that we actually have product in house, and we've been seeing some here and there,
which is a great step on the road to that release date.
Yes, yes. So it looks fun. Also, speaking of moving back a step to when we were talking about Vegas and tournaments, a couple more tournament notes. TOCs begin next weekend. The Territorial Open Championships begin next weekend. So get out there and whoop your fellow players in your state, or take somebody else's state away from them, and have a lot of fun doing that. Or country. You can do that with countries as well. So have fun with all that. And the TOC season lasts for basically 2 months. So, and there are exclusive cards for playing in TOCs and points and blah, blah, blah. So it can be good. Also, I was told by Dan and Trevor that we are running low on the Siege of Gondor and Necessary Evil release events. Those kits that you can buy through retailers.decipher.com or volunteers.decipher.com. We are running low. And and it's also running late. So if you're looking to get one of those for your store,
do it now.
Or you want to tell your store to go get one of those, you need to do it ASAP.
Yeah, go talk to them on the weekend and make sure that they're getting in touch with the people they need to Monday. So.
Yep. All right, we only have 2 more things on the big list.
Do we?
And both of them involve a lot of you talking.
A lot of me talking? What could they possibly be?
So I'm going to let you pick what order you want these to happen in. One...
Are we continuing? Yeah.
One is, what is your 100 favorite cards? Star Trek cards. There's that contest up right now, and I want to hear what your cards are. Well, and so I'm putting you on the spot. The other thing, I'll let you pick which order you want to do these in. The other thing is, I want to hear more about the Lord of the Rings online game. And you've been playing a lot of it recently, and I want to hear all about it.
All right. Let's talk about Star Trek first, since we haven't yet. I'm not going to list my 100 cards for those who are worried that this will be a long broadcast.
Give us my top one.
I've actually been looking, trying to get my own list of 20, and my vote just counts once, just like everybody else's. Sure. But I'm putting a lot of thought into it, and I've been flipping through the binder just trying to make picks, and so I really don't know yet what the top 20 are going to be. But I have already come to a point where I'm realizing I'm going to have to decide how many of my votes I want to waste, basically, because I have all these favorite cards for really obscure, strange reasons that nobody out there is going to have.
Targ. We heard the Targ story.
Yeah, for example, the Targ story, I don't know that really would top the list, but a lot of them have to do with, things that I liked about how we designed them, or little jokes that we snuck on there that people don't know.
Like, what's her name? Terry Hatcher.
Terry Hatch. Yeah, P.G. Robinson has probably one of my all-time favorite bits of lore that we snuck on there about the...
We'll let somebody else go find it.
Yeah, well, it's pretty well known at this point, but I mean, I can't tell you how hard we struggled to try and come up with something. Here's the thing. I like jokes that don't break the fourth wall. And for those of you who are not familiar with that term, it simply means that the joke is okay within the context of the property. I don't like a joke to really obliquely, break down the barrier of what's within the Star Trek universe. So to try and get a joke that would reference Superman and not break the Star Trek fourth wall was a little challenging. So I'm proud of that one. But anyway, there's lots of cards that have lore like that I'm really fond of, like Leonardo da Vinci. We managed to sneak a Lord of the Rings reference on there without breaking down the fourth wall. I like when we have titles of cards that are also card titles in other games of ours. That's one of my favorites.
So getting back to your 20 cards.
Boy, I think I mentioned last week that Assigned Mission Specialist was originally my creation, although trumped up in a weird Frankensteinian type of manner.
Sure.
So that might be my personal favorite, but it's hard to say. A lot of my favorite cards are actually second edition cards, just because I'm feeling like we've been doing our job better. We've designed sets that are a little more open-ended, where you can mix the pieces up a little better, and you don't you're not driven to buy heavily into a single set to do a single thing, like Holodeck Adventures. If you didn't want to do holograms, there wasn't much in the set for you.
Sure.
Mirror Mirror, if you didn't want to play one of the 2 mirror affiliations, there wasn't a lot there. So I'm happier with the way we're doing things now, and so probably a lot of my favorites are going to come from.
What about Borg Scout?
Cards that are significant to me from a playing standpoint. The Borg Scout was pretty big there, although I don't know. Mission stealing is really what that deck was about, and so it's not like there was one card that made it all work. I don't know. I might have to...
Q's Tent.
Yeah, Q's Tent I think is going to be on just about everybody's list. And there's
changed the face of the game.
Yeah, and there's a really obscure Easter egg on that card too. That's from one of the last sets where we were actually doing visual Easter eggs for the game. It has the word Decipher in French written one letter at a time across the awning of the tent.
Right.
So a cool little Easter egg. But those would be some of my personal highlights.
Excellent.
I'll let you know when I finish making my list.
You're working on 2 lists then.
Yeah, I was wondering if you were going to bring that up, because this is really funny and has little to do with Decipher other than it's occupying the thoughts of many, many Decipherians in the office. Mike Reynolds in the TCG studio has been keeping track for years, I think upwards of a decade now, actually, his list of his 100 favorite movies.
And not just like a list in his head, but he has it in a spreadsheet on his computer that he keeps it like a tally of it.
Yeah, written down.
When a new movie comes out, he has to see if he wants to play it.
And he's put a great deal of thought into it. I mean, as you would over 10+ years. And knows that this is my favorite movie. I like this one better than this one. And every month he updates the list with new things that he's seen. And anyway, he was telling us about this list, and we were always joking about, oh, well, does that make the Mike Reynolds list? But then he printed it out, and suddenly it kind of stopped being a joke and started being a real conversation piece. And he printed it out and stuck it on his wall near his desk, and people would go up and they'd debate him. They'd be like, you rank this higher than that, and he always had a reason, because, of course, 10 years of thought going into this. Anyway, long story short, it's led to other people in the office wanting to make their own lists, and Kevin Reitzel has his going now.
He's got 2 lists.
He also has done his 100 least favorite movies list.
Which the game made it on there, and I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
Well, the thing is, it's your favorite movies list.
Right.
It's not a list of movies you think are the best, because if so, that's
it's your
It's
favorite.
just the 100 movies you like the most is what that is. Anyway,
Chuck, I like how Chuck's doing.
Chuck Hollenbach is unveiling his list this week, and he's doing it in VH1 special-ish style, in that we are getting 20 new movies every day of the week. So,
so it's Thursday or Friday.
On the day we're recording this,
right, it's
Thursday. Wink, wink. We have had 40 through 21 unveiled to us. You have to go up to his desk every day,
and so
it's
when
great.
you hear this broadcast, though, the final
list will finally be unveiled. I'm telling you, it's got everything but interviews with Michael Ian Black about why these movies are on the list. It's brilliant. So
if you don't watch VH1,
you don't get that, and if you do, that's really funny. So anyway, I'm working on my list.
Low Rocka.
Yes, absolutely, and Hal Sparks. Anyway, so I'm working on my list, which I might be able to begin unveiling in the office here next week.
I think you should unveil it on RFD. 20 an episode, and do it over 5 weeks.
I'm not sure anybody cares. If you want to hear it, email me or Kyle and let us know, and if we get enough responses, we'll do it. But otherwise, I won't inflict it on you. So anyway, yes, so I'm making 2 lists right now. The movie list is harder because you actually have to rank them in order. You have to get to a point where you say, I like this movie better than that movie. For my 20 Star Trek cards, I just have to say these are the 20. Right. I don't have to. I hate to use this tired metaphor, but I don't have to choose between my children, you know.
Sure.
But you know, it's still a challenge.
All right, tell us about Lord of the Rings Online.
Lord of the Rings Online. What a blast I've been having with that.
Corrupting people.
Yeah, I've been.
Oh, did I just give it away? Like now people are going to be playing you, and they're going to be like, "Oh, I'm ready for your corruption stuff."
I think it's pretty well known anyway, because I had the interesting thing that usually I can get on there what seems to me to be fairly anonymously, despite the fact that I've got a giant purple ribbon under my name and an Nazgul icon by my name. But one time last weekend when I was playing, somebody asked me what that meant. I said it was that I was a Decipher employee, and next thing I knew there were like 3 people lined up who wanted to play me after that game, and this was like 2 in the morning. So I thanked them politely, and I hoped politely, and went to bed. But for the most part, I get to play anonymously. But if anybody is noticing, they're going to know by now that this is what I've been playing, so I need to go get a new deck. But
and you got to play Tristan, I saw the other day.
Yeah, Tristan I ran into online, and
he whooped you.
No, I whooped him. But in all fairness, he was playing a starter deck. Or nearly a starter deck.
So you corrupted him, I'm sure.
Yes, I think so. I can't remember if I corrupted. No, in fact, I remember now. He managed to avoid being corrupted. He just I got to the end of the site path.
Oh, I see.
He in fact let some people die to remove threats from the pool so that Gollum couldn't convert it to the last burden that it would have taken to corrupt him. He wanted to avoid being corrupted, and he did. So that was kind of fun. But yeah, I'm having a good time. Need to come up with some new tricks, I guess.
Are people really liking... Siege of Gondor is already on sale in the online.
It is. There's right now, it's not... you're seeing a split in games. Certain tables are specifying that they want to play with Siege, and some are playing without. But you know, but that's the beauty of the online game. You can find an opponent at just about any time.
You were telling me also. Now, there's a difference between when you're playing in IRL in real life and when you're playing in the online game. When you build decks for the online game, you just basically keep a list, and then the computer automatically plugs in your cards into that deck if you're playing that deck at the specific time.
Yeah, if you want to have 193 decks built, and
you can. Where in real life you can't really do that because you have a little bit more limited. So you're seeing a lot more Fellowship block only or Two Towers block only or whatever. You're seeing all these very limited format games happening all the time because people can easily keep those decks on file at all times.
I've seen a few multiplayer games as well. Not as frequently as some of those block format games, but it doesn't hurt you to have one deck on standby that's specifically designed for a multiplayer scenario, and then if you find that table, you just click on that deck and away you go. So it's actually very, very smooth, very easy to use.
Cool.
But it runs a lot faster on IBM than it does on Mac.
Oh yeah.
Gotta say that. Sorry. It's true.
It's true. So you finding yourself playing more at home these days than at work?
Yeah, a little bit more. I mean, I'm not playing it a lot, but
you're getting in like almost a game a night.
Yeah, on average, I would say, sure. And after my bleak 0-2 record that I spoke of last RFD, I think I won my next 3 or 4 games in a row.
Really?
But there's a lot of people playing corruption.
Really?
I've seen Sauron corruption, I've seen Nazgul corruption, I've seen Easterling corruption.
Wow.
It's a very popular
Dunlin
approach.
Corruption? Oh wait,
I haven't even seen anybody playing Dunlin, so that's actually a challenge.
I'm gonna go find
somebody
Dunlin
build
cards
a Dunlin
and build
deck.
a Dunlin deck on there.
There you go.
That's my favorite culture.
All right,
bunch of grumpy old men. So. All right, that's going to do it for today. I hope you enjoyed whatever we were talking about, and we'll see you next week.
And a reminder, if you do want that movies list, you have to write and ask for it, because otherwise we're going to assume that nobody cares. Have a great weekend.
Bye.